Welcome back to MaxTradesCrypto. Today we're going to be going over two scenarios on the chart, one bullish and one bearish in the current area we are on now. But starting on the daily time frame, we are still looking at this 5-wave structure to the upside. Now, we can see here in yellow, we have a 1, 2, 3, 4, and wave 5, possibly going into that last wave 5 push. This is our main scenario on the daily time frame, but there is another more bullish scenario that I'd just like to show you guys. So if I show you here, we can see this is the other main bullish scenario where we have a double 1, 2. So after we had this correction in the bear market where we had an A, B, C here, we can see that one of two things can happen. We have either a 5-wave structure towards the upside like this, or we have a diagonal where wave 1 and wave 4 prices overlap. But we are now on the chart looking at a wave 1 here, 2, followed by a 3, 4, and wave 5. Inside a larger degree wave 3, we have another 5-wave structure. So we can see here a 1, 2, 3, possibly not finished yet, 4, 5, followed by that another yellow 4 and wave 5. This is what we're looking at as our other alternative bullish scenario or more bullish scenario on the chart, where instead of this being a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 here, we have a 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 4, 5. That's how it would be counted. But the reason I put this scenario on the chart is because over here in this area or structure here, we had a correction of over 120 days. Now, the issue with this correction was that in a wave 3, like this, that wave 3 in yellow, we normally see massive moves towards the upside. So for this to be a wave 3, 4, 5 is a lower likelihood in my head than this to be another 1, 2 where we go even higher. With the government coming in and Trump being one of the people that back Bitcoin heavily at the moment, this scenario actually looks more likely to me at the moment. Now, for the 4-hourly time frame, we can see here that we are currently in a move towards the upside. We can see we had this correction here in either the wave 4 or the wave 2, and now we are moving up impulsively. So we can see on this chart we have the white wave 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. We can see here 1, 2, 3, 4, and wave 5 there. Inside this white wave 3, we have a 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 in green. We are currently in the process of either finishing the wave 4 or having already finished the wave 4 on the chart. So let's go and dive into this a bit more. So we can see here, we touched over here on the chart the not just missing out on the 0.382, a very common target for the wave 4. But we did touch this green box multiple times. We can see here we found support on the 0.236 multiple times, and then we are now looking for higher prices. Now, in a wave 4, we can have quite a few things going on. So if we could want to do some education here, a standard wave 4 is we have that 5-wave structure in a wave 3, this being a 1, 2, and then we are supposed to have a wave 4 coming down like that. Now, if we break down what the wave 4 can be, there are a few different scenarios. Either we have an A, B, C, the most common wave 4 that we can get. This B does not retrace higher than the wave A, and we then have a C that retraces lower than the bottom of the wave A. We can see here this would be an A, B, and a wave C. Or on the wave 4, we could have a B, C for the wave 4. This is something called an expanding flat. An expanding flat is where the wave A comes down, the B wave retraces higher than the wave A's high, and the C wave then retraces lower than the low of the wave A. Or we could have a running flat. Now, a running flat is where we have an A B, and a wave C that does not come lower than the wave A. But the B wave can indeed take the high of wave A again, that being a running flat. So if we look at the chart at the moment, we can see here that we are currently in possibly an expanding flat scenario. So let me show that scenario on the chart. If it will load. Here is the expanding flat scenario here, where we had a wave A towards the downside, as you see in blue, a wave B towards the upside, touching the 1.05, so taking the high of the wave A, and then a move possibly coming down. We can see here that we possibly have an impulsive structure on the smaller time frame. Here being a 1, 2, 3 coming down. The minimum target for this is 91,487, followed by a 4 and a 5 in pink, where that would finish this wave C. The common target for a wave C in a expanding flat is the 1.236 to the 1.618, sitting at 85,603 to 78,038. So that is very possible as a scenario at the moment. This is actually our main scenario. Following this, we would finish that wave 4 touching the 0.382 and touching the 1.236, the multiple different targets, and then we would look for impulsive moves towards the upside. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, finishing this wave 5 in green and then the wave 3 in white. But we'll see what happens when more info prints on the charts. This is the bearish scenario at the moment. The bullish scenario is this one over here, where we have completed this wave 4 in a standard A, B, C structure. Now, this would mean that the wave 4 is over and we are now looking again for impulsive structures towards the upside. A 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 in pink. So if we zoom in just a little bit, we can see here that it is possible that this wave 2 is almost coming to an end now, where we have a 5-wave structure in wave 1, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 in some form of diagonal. And then we are looking for an A B in a triangle, and a C wave down in the wave 2 in pink. This is another scenario on the chart, a little bit less likely, as the wave 1 up is a very, very rare structure. For a wave 1 to be an expanding diagonal is rare, and an expanding diagonal is never preferred unless all else fails. So this move here is possibly the wave B that we were talking about before that wave C towards $85,000. But we still need to keep this in mind. So if we were to break down this wave 2 just a little bit more, because this wave 2 is possibly a wave 2 now, we have the A wave down in a 5-wave structure, as you can see here, 1, 2, 3, 4, and wave 5. And then we have a triangle in wave B, an A, B, C, D, E, finishing that wave B here, and now followed by the sell-off in wave C, possibly a 1, 2, coming 3, 4, 5 towards the downside. So do be careful when trading this long, as we do need to see that that wave C coming down is a very good possibility. Now for trend lines on the chart, currently we are looking at these 2 trend lines here. We can see that the first trend line had a starting point over here, touched this area right here on the daily time frame, rejected off of it quite nicely, touched again on the pink wave 2, and now has touched again on this possible wave 4 finish. So we do need to keep an eye on this. It is very possible that on our second scenario, if we look here, we can see that the wave 2 might actually just come and touch this trend line again before blasting off in that wave 3. So do keep an eye on this trend line. But the other trend line is still sitting quite a bit lower. I mean, if we were to go down all the way, it would be past the invalidation for a wave 4. So I don't think this trend line is going to be touched anytime soon. As for short-term fair value gaps on the chart, we can see these are the few short-term fair value gaps that we have not yet filled. It is very possible that we come down and touch this fair value gap over here to finish this wave 4, that being the A, B, and wave C scenario there. So do keep an eye out for those. But guys, thank you so much for watching today's video. I will be back again in around 2 days on Wednesday. We have a standard upload time of Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. Do join the Discord if you want daily updates on Bitcoin. In the day, I do about 2 to 3 posts, so do keep an eye there if you want more regular posts. But it's been Max Trades Crypto. Cheers, guys.